Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the foot of the mountains, there lived a young boy named Kieran. He was just 20 years old, full of dreams and ambitions, yet life had not been kind to him. Orphaned at a young age, Kieran had to fend for himself, working day and night to survive. Every day was the same. He worked in the fields, earning a meager wage, enough to buy a loaf of bread and a bowl of rice. He would return to his tiny home, eat in silence, and then lie awake at night staring at the ceiling, wondering why life had to be so difficult. One evening, after a particularly exhausting day, Kieran sat outside his hut, gazing at the stars. He felt lost, unsure of his path in life. His heart was heavy with confusion, and he didn't know where to turn. As he sat in silence, he noticed an old man walking along the road, leaning on a wooden staff. The old man approached Kieran, and sensing his sorrow, sat beside him. "You seem troubled, young one," the old man said kindly. "What weighs so heavily on your mind?" Kieran sighed deeply. "I feel lost. I work hard every day, but I'm not getting anywhere. My life is filled with confusion and uncertainty. I don't know what to do or where to go." The old man smiled gently. "There was a time when I, too, felt lost. But I found guidance in the teachings of Gautama Buddha. His wisdom helped me find my way. Perhaps you should seek him out. He can help you find clarity." Kieran had heard of the wise Gautama Buddha, but never imagined he could meet him. Still, with nothing to lose and hope fading fast, Kieran decided to embark on the journey to seek Buddha's wisdom. The next morning, Kieran set out on the long road to find Buddha. The journey was not easy. He walked for days, passing through forests, across rivers, and over hills. His feet were sore, and his body was weary, but he pressed on, determined to find answers. One evening, after a long day of walking, Kieran arrived at a small village. He was exhausted and hungry, so he knocked on the door of a large house, hoping to find shelter for the night. A kind woman opened the door and welcomed him inside. "You look tired, traveler. Please rest here for the night," she said, offering him a warm meal. As they sat by the fire, the woman asked Kieran where he was headed. "I am on my way to meet Gautama Buddha," Kieran explained. "I seek answers to the confusion and struggles in my life." The woman nodded thoughtfully. "You are wise to seek his guidance. If you are willing, could you ask him a question on my behalf? My son has been ill for many years, and no medicine seems to help. When will he be healed?" Kieran agreed, promising to ask Buddha about her son, and after a good night's rest, he continued on his journey. The next day, Kieran found himself walking through a dense forest when he came upon a monk sitting by a stream, deep in meditation. The monk greeted Kieran and asked about his journey. "I am on my way to meet Gautama Buddha," Kieran said. "I seek answers to my life's confusion and troubles." The monk smiled and said, "I have spent many years in meditation, trying to reach enlightenment and wonder what I must do to achieve it. Could you ask Buddha this question for me?" Kieran agreed to help the monk and continued on his way. As Kieran traveled further, he reached a wide, flowing river. Unsure of how to cross, he noticed a large, wise turtle resting on the shore. "Where are you going, young man?" the turtle asked, sensing Kieran's hesitance. "I am on my way to meet Gautama Buddha," Kieran replied. "I seek answers to the confusion in my life." The turtle chuckled. "For centuries, I have lived in this river, longing to swim across the oceans and see the world. But I feel trapped here. Could you ask Buddha when I will finally be free to explore beyond the river?" Kieran promised to ask and crossed the river with the turtle's help. Finally, after many days of travel, Kieran reached the monastery where Gautama Buddha resided. There were many people gathered, all seeking Buddha's wisdom. When it was Kieran's turn, he humbly approached Buddha and knelt before him. "Great Buddha," Kieran began, "I have come seeking your guidance, for my life is filled with confusion. I do not know which path to take, and I feel lost. But I also carry questions for others. A woman's son has been ill for many years, and no medicine seems to help. When will he be healed? A monk has spent many years in meditation, trying to reach enlightenment and wonders what he must do to achieve it. And a turtle feels trapped in the river and asks when he will finally be free to explore beyond it. I ask these questions on their behalf, though I too have questions of my own. Buddha listened patiently and then said, "I will answer only 3 questions. You must decide which one you will leave unanswered." Kiran thought deeply. His heart was torn, for he desperately wanted to find answers to his own struggles, but he could not ignore the promises he had made to those who had helped him along the way. After a long moment, he bowed his head and said, "I will ask for the others, and leave my own question behind." Buddha smiled, for he saw the selflessness in Kiran's heart. The woman's son will heal when she lets go of her fear and stops clinging to his illness. The monk will achieve enlightenment when he learns to let go of his desire for it. And the turtle will be free to explore the world when he sheds his shell, for it is his attachment to safety that holds him back. Kiran thanked Buddha for his wisdom and began the journey home. Along the way, he delivered Buddha's messages. The woman, realizing that her own fear was prolonging her son's illness, let go of her worry, and soon her son recovered. The monk, understanding that his desire for enlightenment was what kept it from him, finally found peace and achieved his goal. The turtle, brave enough to shed his shell, transformed into a mighty dragon and soared across the oceans. As for Kiran, though he never asked his own question, he found clarity along the way. He realized that his confusion stemmed from his attachment to the idea that life had to be a certain way. By letting go of his expectations and focusing on helping others, he discovered a new sense of purpose and peace. The moral of the story is that true progress and freedom come when we learn to let go of our attachments and fears. Each character in the story, the woman, the monk, and the turtle, was held back by something they clung to, whether it was fear, desire, or the need for safety. The woman's fear for her son's illness, the monk's desire for enlightenment, and the turtle's attachment to his shell all kept them from moving forward. It was only when they released these burdens that they were able to find healing, peace, and freedom. This story also teaches that letting go is not just about physical possessions, but about releasing emotional and mental attachments that weigh us down. By freeing ourselves from these limitations, we open the door to new possibilities and growth. In life, holding on to worries, ambitions, or habits that no longer serve us can prevent us from reaching our full potential. The key to a brighter future is learning to let go of what holds us back. If you found this story inspiring and believe in the power of letting go to find peace and clarity, don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family who might need to hear this message. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so be sure to comment below and tell us how this story resonates with you. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more inspiring content like this. Your support helps us continue sharing these valuable lessons.